The paper said the neighborhood could use the water, but only if they respected my farm. If they didn't, I could stop the water with just 30 days notice. No court needed. When Oak Ridge was built, they used my water system to save money instead of connecting to the counties. That choice was about to be their biggest mistake. The next morning, David asked for all the HOA's emails about my land. The messages showed their whole plan. Eleanor and Horizon Builders wanted to build Brooks Heights, a fancy condo complex with a clubhouse and pool, all on my farm. In one email, Eleanor wrote, "The old farmer doesn't know what he's got. Once we take the land, we'll change the water rights or have the county take them. We'll make a lot of money." But they were wrong. The county couldn't take my water rights without paying me a lot, and that would take years. By destroying my barn, they broke the rules that let them use my water. While the court case moved slowly, Eleanor acted like she'd already won. They put up fancy fences around their new park, added nice benches, and made flyers for the Brooks Park grand opening the next month. I talked to Margaret Hayes, a water rights lawyer who'd helped farmers for 30 years. She looked at my papers and said, "These are some of the strongest water rights I've seen. Your grandfather was so smart." The rules said I had to give 30 days notice before stopping the water, so I filed the notice with the county. It said that because they broke the rules by destroying my barn, I'd stop their water in 30 days unless they fixed my land and paid for the damage. Clara and I gave copies to the HOA and all 200 houses in Oak Ridge. Some people shut their doors on us, but others listened. A few older neighbors who remembered the deal from years ago supported us. 1623, Eleanor had an emergency HOA meeting, telling everyone my notice was a fake threat from a desperate farmer. "He can't turn off water for a whole neighborhood," she said, her fancy bracelet shining as she waved her hand. "The county will stop him." But she didn't understand old farm water laws. These rights were older than modern rules and couldn't be changed easily. A county water worker who knew my grandfather confirmed I was right. While waiting for the 30 days, I told the local news my story. A reporter named Laura Bennett from the local Gazette started looking into Eleanor's ties to Horizon Builders and how they got the dog park approved. Day 31 came, the big opening for Brooks Park. Families and dogs were playing in the new park, with fun tunnels and a water spot for the dogs. Red ribbons were cut and people were happy. I wore my farm clothes, a red plaid shirt, overalls, and straw hat, the same ones I'd worked in for years. With my water rights papers in hand, I walked to the park. Eleanor was there in a light blue suit, holding a clipboard, talking to HOA members about the great community project. Dogs were running around while their owners talked. "What are you doing on my land?" I asked loudly, standing right in front of her. People turned to look. Eleanor's fake smile disappeared. "Mr. Carter, this is community land now. We've been over this." I held up my papers. "This is still my land, and you know it. You built this park illegally, and those fancy condos you're planning will never happen." She looked nervous as more people came closer. I turned to the crowd. "Did you all know your HOA president wants to turn this park into condos? That she made fake papers to steal my land?" Things got loud as people started whispering. Some walked over with their dogs, making a scene that would later show everyone the HOA's lies. "You'll be sorry," Eleanor said quietly, trying to stay calm. "No," I said firmly, "you will. You have until sunset to give me my land rights back, or every house in Oak Ridge will have no water by morning." I walked away, leaving Eleanor to face the worried neighbors. Hours later, when they ignored me, I went with Clara to the old stone pump house my grandfather built long ago. Inside were the valve wheels he'd made to control the water. With Clara filming, I turned the main valve, sending the water away from the neighborhood and into our farm's tank. It didn't happen right away. Toilets still worked with the water in them, and sinks had a little left. But soon, the water pressure dropped. By 2 p.m., sprinklers in Oak Ridge stopped. By 4 p.m., upstairs faucets had no water. By 6 p.m., Eleanor's fancy party at the park was interrupted by texts from neighbors. "No water at all. Toilets won't flush. Is there a water break?" The party turned into a mess as people ran home to check their houses. Soon, county water trucks and news vans came to my farm, not police, but workers. The county water worker looked at my papers and told everyone, "Mr. Carter is right. The HOA broke the rules by taking his farm, so he can stop the water." At 8 p.m., Eleanor called me, yelling, "Turn the water back on. This is illegal." "No," I said calmly, "I followed the law. You broke the rules by taking my land. You know my terms. Fix my land, pay for the damage, and agree my farm is free from the HOA. Until then, buy bottled water." By morning, Oak Ridge was a mess. No showers, no toilets, no coffee makers. Lawns started to dry up, and pools got dirty. The neighborhood split, but not how Eleanor thought. Instead of being mad at me, many people were angry at the HOA for causing this. 2234, longtime neighbors like Mark and Susan Evans, who always liked living near my farm, held a big meeting without the HOA board. They asked me to come talk. The room was so full. I wore my farm clothes, with dirt still on my hands from years of work. I didn't come to brag. I brought proof of Eleanor's secret condo plans, the fake papers, and videos of the barn being torn down. People were shocked to learn their HOA money paid for the illegal plan, and they might have to pay for it. "I don't want to hurt families," I said. "I just want my farm back and safe. For 5 generations, we've been good neighbors, and we want to keep being that." That night, Laura Bennett's news story came out, showing Eleanor's husband got $250,000 in stock from Horizon Builders 3 days before they tore down my barn, a secret deal no one knew about. 2338, by day 3 with no water, 85% of the neighborhood signed a paper saying the HOA board should quit. People who once saw me as the bad guy now stood up for a farmer's rights. On day 5, a county judge, Judge Anna Thompson, held an emergency meeting. The room was packed with neighbors wearing "Save Carter Farm" buttons. Eleanor came with 3 lawyers, but I brought my papers and clear terms. After looking at everything, Judge Thompson spoke. "In 30 years, I've never seen such a clear case of someone's rights being broken. Mr. Carter's water rights are real, and he used them the right way after the HOA broke the rules." She looked at Eleanor. "Mrs. Brooks, as a lawyer, you should know how serious it is to make fake papers. I suggest you agree to Mr. Carter's terms, or you might face criminal charges." The new HOA leaders, chosen the night before, agreed to my terms: fix my land, rebuild my barn, pay for the damage, and sign a paper saying my farm is free from the HOA forever. I turned the water back on as soon as they signed. Judge Thompson added a rule that no one could build within 100 feet of my farm, keeping it safe forever. As I left the courthouse, neighbors came up to me, not mad, but sorry, and offering to help rebuild. I realized this fight had brought my farm and the community closer in a way I never thought possible. Things changed fast after that. Eleanor quit and put her big house up for sale the next week. The county started investigating her fake papers and took away her lawyer license while they looked into it. The new HOA leader, Mark Evans, worked with me to start the Carter Heritage Farm Protection Plan. Instead of fighting the farm, they made it a special part of the neighborhood. The land they took was given back for farming, and volunteers helped replant the ruined acre with old-style veggies. Oak Ridge people raised money to rebuild my barn the old way, with local workers making the same wooden beams and special top that made it famous. The new barn even had a small learning center where school kids could learn about farming. The neighborhood started farm dinners, where people ate meals made with food from my farm, the same land they almost lost. These dinners got so popular that other towns started doing the same with their farmers. Horizon Builders gave up their condo plans after their secret deal with Eleanor was found out. The whole mess led to a new state law called the Carter Law, which made it harder to take farmland. Standing in my rebuilt barn, surrounded by neighbors who were now friends, I understood something big. The HOA thought they could erase history with fake papers, but they learned what my grandfather always knew: sometimes the strongest rights are hidden, waiting for the right time to protect what's most important. My farm was safe, my family's history was stronger than ever, and our community was better because of it. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, Please like, share, and subscribe for more amazing tales of strength and fairness. See you in the next one.